Tonight on Evening, what's life really like behind the concrete walls of Washington State Penitentiary? The inmates tell all in the state's first prison podcast. The must-have fashions for Mariners fans as we head into the playoffs. And how you can win a Napa Valley getaway by voting in the 33rd Annual Best of Western Washington. Welcome to the show from the Mariners team store in Soto. I'm St. Brian, gearing up for a big playoff weekend for the M's and their fans. Might as well, right? So what's new? What's for sale? What's hot? Let's find out. And we'll keep going! Before the champagne celebration even began, fans started clamoring for Mariners playoff gear.
Oh my gosh, it's totally madness. The most exciting thing is that we had fans lined up in the 9th inning waiting for that final out, literally waiting to be the first in line to get the locker room product, which is featured here.
Let's go Mariners!
Whatever the players wear when they celebrate has been the highest demand. It continuously sells out. We keep on getting restocks every day, so we are all set for the weekend. I mean, in baseball, when you say October, that's meaningful. The Fall Classic, we have graphics that say built for fall that the players will start wearing in the dugout once the game starts.
Go Ams!
It's great. Who doesn't love seeing this stuff for the Mariners?
Yeah, we have a lot of graphics that are very vintage, throwback, kind of like 90s vibes. So a lot of our graphics are kind of unisex, men's and women's. I think caps are huge. Again, the players will wear caps that say postseason on the side. I think that's a badge of honor.
So many ways to seize the moment with the hottest team in baseball.
Love the merch.
Yes.
Every round we'll have new stuff. The further we get, we'll keep it fresh, we'll keep it new, we'll keep on getting that locker room product, and yeah, just keep coming back.
Go Mariners!
On Saturday, the Mariners will host the winner of the wild card series between the Tigers and the Guardians. That will be decided tomorrow. So what is life really like behind bars of the Washington State Penitentiary in Walla Walla? Well, thanks to a popular podcast hosted by inmates, you don't have to go to prison to find out. Though I did recently to learn more.
People create solid, meaningful relationships behind these walls. We support each other through the trauma of doing time.
They've gathered around microphones, the incarcerated and formerly incarcerated, to share what life is like locked up for years.
You know, it gets old, especially when you're doing 20, 30 years like we're doing, 20, 30, 40 years.
I've come to Walla Walla to learn about Concrete Mama, Washington's first prison podcast. Showrunner Vic Chopra, who spent 5 years here on theft and drug charges, asks his host to be raw, unfiltered, and vulnerable.
We're all just human beings, right? Like, it's not good guys versus bad guys. We all come from a lot of trauma, and at the end of the day, we're all just trying to survive and get through that experience.
Damar Nelson, not yet halfway through a 40-year murder sentence, says he had to evolve to put himself out there.
And for me, there's a lot of strength in vulnerability. Vulnerability is everything. That's how we change people. That's how hearts are changed. That's how societies are touched.
They look at us through squinted eyes,
The popularity of the podcast has defied expectations, approaching 100,000 downloads, hitting number 2 on Apple's documentary charts. To celebrate the podcast, named for the prison, producers gathered down the street to auction off inmate art and raise funds for more prison podcasts.
Somebody said to us recently, what you're doing is not just true crime, it's true. It's truth.
Rachel Check is CEO of Seattle-based Unincarcerated Productions.
I think that people really want to hear the true stories of what goes on for folks who are incarcerated, their stories, not just their crime, not just the thing that got them in prison, but like what led up to that, and then what's daily life like on the inside.
Because I've spent the last 10 years of my sentence here in the penitentiary, Walla Walla has become a part of who I am as a person. It'll be a part of my life that I'll never forget.
Red Edwards is the podcast's historian, diving into the prison's 140-year history.
I had to step out of my comfort zone
But just to see the reaction that we're getting, how much people like it and embrace us, it's meant the world.
By getting their voices heard beyond the walls, they're finding purpose in their confinement.
They asked for time, but they didn't ask for my mind. And so I still have the opportunity to give back and do great things.
Man, show them who you are out there, man. Show them who you are out there, man.
Unincarcerated Productions is already working on season 2 of Concrete Mama. Want to give it a listen? We've got all the links you need on our website at king5evening.com. Well, our friends at New Day have teamed up with 425 Magazine for a fall fashion show that took place this morning in Bellevue at Ascent Prime Steaks and Sushi. Here are some of the highlights.
Hello, fall. We are in it. So you have a fall fashion editorial. Tell me about it.
Yeah. This is one of my favorite projects of the year because it's a process of conceptualizing and feeling what's quite literally in the air, gathering a team of really talented individuals, our photographer, our hair and makeup team, finding a really cool venue to create a story and a concept that is relevant and timely, for the Pacific Northwest. So this year, globally, fashion and food are having a really interesting relationship right now. It seems like every designer is opening a restaurant or a fashion campaign has some sort of food reference to it. So we thought, why not create our fashion editorial at one of the best restaurants in the Pacific Northwest? So we chose Ascend.
Ascend is one of my favorite places. What was the vision today with fashion and food, but like the overall mood and vibe, would you say?
Yeah, we really wanted to go big with this shoot. The last couple of years have been very subtle, that whole quiet luxury vibe, which definitely has a place. But if we're talking about Ascend, we're talking about the fashion this year, we were thinking about colors, about patterns, about a little bit of ridiculousness, a little bit of maximalism. And so we have shots, we're in the kitchen with a chef in an evening gown while he's cooking food, and we're, playing around with crab and cocktails and things like that. So we wanted to have the backdrop and the overall story be about this culinary experience and what it might look like to pair that with food. But the through line, the way the characters that our models are playing, they're a little mischievous. They're in the kitchen. They're taking a peek. They're having fun. It's a little exaggerated. It's thrilling and a little cheeky. So we wanted to have fun with it and just present fashion in the Pacific Northwest in a slightly different way.
All right, thank you guys. For more fall fashion trends, you can check out the new issue of 425 Magazine, which comes out today. Coming up, why critics say Dwayne Johnson could win an Oscar for The Smashing Machine, and grabbing a meal at the Toaster on Wheels.
Wow! Local stories make a difference.
That's good.
With the power to enrich lives, strengthen communities, and make us smile. Evening is made possible by Primera Blue Cross. Primera Blue Cross, always in your corner.
Welcome back to the show from the Mariners team store. He may be the most invincible man in Hollywood, but Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is suddenly getting Oscar buzz for showing off his breakable side in The Smashing Machine. It's a biopic about the ferocious MMA fighter Mark Kerr. Here's the preview.
Hello, and thank you to everyone for allowing me to be here today.
For one of Hollywood's most confident stars, taking on The Smashing Machine meant Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson had to confront his deepest fears.
I was nervous and scared for this role because I thought, oh, I finally have this opportunity to do it. Then you start to question yourself because I'd never done that before.
Director Benny Safdie had no doubt Dwayne could embody the legendary MMA fighter Mark Kerr, nicknamed The Smashing Machine for pulverizing opponents with his relentless headbutts.
There's really only one person in the world who can do this. I had to say to him, can you bulk up for it? Which is a crazy thing to ask him, but Mark was a big guy.
Emily Blunt, who plays Kerr's partner Dawn, says Dwayne's physical transformation gave her goosebumps.
People were like, whoa, what just happened? And I think it was, for me as your friend, it looked to be the most effortless disappearance. I understand how much work you put into it, but I felt it was almost like watching someone relieved to be able to not be The Rock, not be you, not be invincible.
Dwayne's connection to the world of MMA runs deeper than most people realize.
In the late 90s, there was a lot of crossover between professional wrestling and MMA at that time. So we were in the same arenas, we were sharing the same locker rooms one week and then the following week, and I lost a lot of friends from addiction, suicide, where they just couldn't handle the pressure.
The Smashing Machine doesn't shy away from Mark Kerr's darkest moments, but it does transcend your typical fight films.
None of us can relate to being the heavyweight MMA champion of the world, but we can relate to struggle, and we can relate to the brokenness of the moments behind closed doors.
The film is about relationships, and it's about love, and it's about love that hurts, and it's about the pressure to win, and what happens when you don't win, and the fallout to that, and then also what happens when you lose everything.
The journey of Mark Kerr is to accept who you are. That's a triumph. That's a win.
Marquito is back! The Smashing Machine is rated R and hits theaters on Friday. Rotten Tomatoes has certified the film fresh, with 80% of the critics recommending it, so you might as well go. It is that time of year again, time to vote in the 33rd Annual Best of Western Washington, and this year your vote could win you a trip to Napa Valley. Who has the best high school band? Where can you find perfect pizza? Whose cookies are the most crave-worthy? To vote for your favorites, go to king5.com/best right now or scan that QR code. You can vote in 45 categories, and each vote enters you to win a luxurious Napa Valley Wine Country Wellness Getaway worth $7,000 from Aegis Living. Go vote now for your chance to win. In honor of the upcoming contest, we're celebrating past winners, like who you picked for Best Food Truck last year. Perched on a picturesque farm in Enumclaw, locals line up to eat at what the owner fondly calls a toaster on wheels.
It's a 64 Airstream, 1 year older than me. And when I got it, it had turquoise interior paint and linoleum floor, and that was it. Trent, you want to get the biscuits ready?
That was 3 years ago. Now Melissa Clare has turned that cringy Airstream into the comfort food truck, the Cast Iron Queen.
Everything is homemade on my food truck. Even all of my dipping sauces are homemade from scratch. There's nothing like it. Homemade just tastes better.
Melissa knows a thing or two about food and travel. When she's not wearing her chef's apron, she's a flight attendant, crisscrossing the skies. But she's happiest being grounded in Enumclaw, where her family farm provides a perfect backdrop for her hungry customers.
So I fly Monday, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays, and I prepare food Thursday, Fridays, and then sell it Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We have a lot of families that just roll in with their kids right through our gate here, and we're just trying to build a community gathering place.
It's food like her Nashville hot chicken Sammy that keeps people coming back for more.
It's a buttered and grilled brioche bun, and then it has a fried chicken patty that's been marinated and breaded, and then it has homemade slaw, spicy.
If you're not counting calories, Melissa's biscuits and gravy are hard to beat.
I make some really good gravy. I have a secret ingredient that makes it stand out above any and all others. I actually had a man a couple of weekends ago. Honey, don't tell my mama I said this, but your biscuits and gravy are the best biscuits and gravy I've ever had, and I'm from the South, so that's saying a lot.
With reviews like that, it's easy to see why Cast Iron Queen won Best Food Truck in 2024. And Best Food Truck is a category in this year's Best of Western Washington. Go to king5.com/best to vote for your favorites. Up next, the local comedian named one of Rolling Stone's 5 comics to watch.
Just go wear your meds in case this goes south, you know?
Plus, hard to fold, easy to love. The Seattle company still making paper masks.
Evening's 33rd Annual Best of Western Washington is sponsored by Aegis Living, where we treat you like family.
Can you believe we live here? We love exploring the Pacific Northwest and bringing you along for the hike. Let us know where we should go next via email or any social media platform.
Welcome back to the show from the Mariners team store, which is quickly running out of these hot dogs from heaven t-shirts, so get yours now. Comedian Ryan Hamilton grew up here in the Northwest, but he has quickly become a star on the New York comedy circuit. In fact, Rolling Stone says he's one of the top 5 comics to watch.
Do you ever watch a game with someone and just go, where are your meds in case this goes south, you know?
This weekend, Ryan is filming his second Netflix special. He visited New Day to share why he chose this town for his latest show.
Why did you choose to shoot the special in Seattle? You think we'll laugh a lot?
Oh, Seattle's one of the best comedy towns. I don't know if Seattle people know that.
I don't think we do.
It's one of the greatest comedy towns. I don't know why your audiences are so fantastic.
Easily entertained.
No, I don't know. You're savvy, you're smart,
Okay.
you're very giving. I lived in Seattle for a short time when I first started doing comedy.
Okay.
I lived just a few blocks from the Neptune Theater where I'm shooting, so this is kind of like full circle for me.
Catch Ryan Hamilton's set this Saturday at the Neptune Theater. Tickets for the show are on sale now. Paper maps, who uses them in 2025? Well, a Seattle company who's been making paper maps for 50 years says they know exactly who uses them and why.
There's something exciting about a paper map, even if they are hard to fold.
A good friend told me, like every great adventure starts with a map spread on top of a cooler, preferably with a beer can in each corner.
Green Trails Maps in Seattle has been putting the places we love on the map since 1973. Mountaineers Books distributes the maps all over the West Coast. They're widely regarded as a hiking essential. Because in remote places, a low-tech map can be your best friend.
$10 insurance policy. Batteries don't die. You drop your phone, it's busted. Having that map in the back pocket is a cheap peace of mind.
Hikers navigate from the Enchantments to Lake Ozette, following these trademark green trails. And hikers also make these maps, like guidebook author Tamia Sars.
I am a field researcher for them. I go out, boots on the ground, on trails, and document maps.
Armed with a GPS tracker and a map in its rough draft stage, Tammy is working with cartographer Chuck Kitterman.
Well, we're doing some field research for an update to the Middle Fork Snoqualmie map for green trails.
On the relatively new Oxbow Loop Trail in North Bend, they gather firsthand information about trail features like nurse logs and rest stops that will go into a new map. Boots on the ground research is one of the things that sets Green Trails apart.
Well, I've probably contributed over 1,000 miles for Green Trails maps, and it's so much fun because this is my office.
Incorporating the outdoor experiences that I always wanted to do growing up and, using that to really produce art in the form of a map.
These maps are works of art.
They're beautiful. I don't know, I love to geek out on maps, just put them out on a table and stare. Just enjoy looking at them and dreaming.
They're also snapshots of geologic history, like this map of Mount St. Helens before the eruption, and this one made afterwards, with the mountain's contours forever changed. A good map tells a story.
And a map can give you the bigger picture.
And it's also an invitation to go out and find a story of your own.
It's a million places to go every map you open.
You can find Green Trails maps at sporting goods stores and, of course, at Metzger Maps here in Seattle.
Up next, a perfect fall hike with a very happy name.
Now in our 40th season, Evening shares local stories that make our communities shine. Thanks to support from PEMCO Insurance. PEMCO empowers the Northwest to prevent the preventable. Learn how at PEMCO.com.
And that is going to do it for us from the Mariners team store in Soto. You can pick up all of your playoff merch from 11 to 6, 7 days a week. Now, if you're one of the 3 people that are not going to be watching the games this weekend, consider taking a hike to Jolly Mountain. It's a friendly sounding place near Snoqualmie Pass. Just don't forget the paper map.